Well, it is nearly 2024. Please tell me I'm not the only person who is like, where the hell did 2023 go? I cannot believe I'm sitting here recording another yearly roundup of the lessons that I've learned over the past 12 months. Insane. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you some key takeaways that 2023 has taught me here in Italy. I'm getting a bit real and kind of a bit vulnerable with you guys because this year has been a very transformational year for me in terms of my own growth and personal development. So without further ado, here are the lessons that 2023 has taught me here in Italy. Okay, the first lesson that 2023 has taught me is that you've got to be really careful with your negative thoughts, because I have spent quite a large part of this year in and out of feeling quite negative. I've been feeling really negative about Palermo because Palermo is, oh boy, it's a challenging city, and there are many aspects of life here that make me feel like I've gone back in time by 20 years. And there have been moments this year where I have really questioned why I moved here and really questioned why I would choose to live in a city like this when there are so many other perceived opportunities in other parts of Italy, or indeed back in London. And so I've really battled with this year. Some of my videos have really focused on the reality of life here because I just got a bit sick and tired of all the La Dolce Vita nonsense that YouTube spews up all the time. Like, if you want to live here, you need to understand how it's going to rock you to your core, especially if you move to the south of Italy, because life here is strong with a capital S. It's definitely not like your 2-week holiday. And so I've definitely become a little bit consumed with negativity about where I live. I've also felt really negative about my work. I felt really resentful because essentially I love my content creation. I love making these videos. I love talking about life here. I love being creative. I love writing. And my work time literally squashes me to the point where I have minimal free time to follow my passions. And I have spent many times this year feeling really frustrated and feeling like I just want to wake up one day and be this content creator as my career and not be in two places. And I think this has been like a really big moment for me. Like, I have to be honest, I used to be an entrepreneur, and when you go from being an entrepreneur back to being an employee again, it's difficult. I think once you're an entrepreneur, you're always going to be an entrepreneur. Once you've had that experience of being your own boss, it's super difficult to go back to just being a number again. And I love what I do. I love my career. I love what I do, and you know, the interaction I have with people and how I'm helping people to learn an incredible language. But I also know that I have a calling somewhere else. And so I've been in this like transition period for this year where I've been feeling super frustrated. And I think really I've just felt really negative because I've not been able to do as much as I've wanted to do this year. I haven't been able to get out and film as much. I've not been able to create all this amazing content that I want to create. I've been comparing myself lots to other content creators in a similar niche and kind of beating myself up like I'm just not good enough. Yeah, negativity has been something that I've really struggled with this year. And I'm happy to say that I feel I'm now in a place of peace. I'm in a place of acceptance. I'm accepting Palermo for what it is, warts and all. I'm accepting how my life is balanced at the moment, even if it's not quite the balance that I would really desire. And ultimately, I'm accepting what I create on this channel and what I create through my content, and that I'm not like everybody else for a good reason. So yes, overcoming negativity, understanding what that negativity really means and how I can turn that into something more constructive and something that is going to help me rather than make me feel rubbish. This has been a huge takeaway that 2023 has taught me here in Italy. Okay, another lesson that I've learned this year has been to try new experiences, try new food, try new activities, like visit different places. What makes me come alive living here in Italy is discovering somewhere new. This summer, I went to some incredible places in Sicily that I had never visited before, and just the joy that I felt in discovering something new made me realize how I need to do this more often in 2024. There is something so incredible to get outside of your comfort zone, get outside of those familiar surroundings that you see day in and day out, and go and discover somewhere new. Take a pathway that leads you to somewhere incredible. Go and eat at a restaurant you've never eaten at before. Go to a local festival that you've never experienced. These things keep your soul alive, and it is definitely something that I want to focus on more for 2024, is just trying new things. And it's quite funny because I can be quite rigid sometimes in terms of like the cuisine I eat and in terms of like my tastes, but I am slowly learning to relax a little bit more and to have these new experiences, because honestly, after I've had them, after I've eaten the food I've not tried before, after I've visited the part of Italy I've not been to before, I always feel incredible. And at worst, if I eat something I don't like, at least I can say I've tried it, right? This is a big lesson for me this year, and it's something that I cannot stress enough to all of you who watch my channel. Go out there and have those experiences. Like, we all take life for granted, like all of us do. We take so many aspects of our life for granted. And I just think, you know, it's those moments when you discover something new or you have a new experience that you really experience what it's like to live. And so, huge lesson for me this year has been this. Another lesson from 2023 has been to notice the small moments. Life is made up of moments, and sometimes we get distracted by the big moments of our life, like, you know, the significant milestones, but it's the little moments that really make up the rich tapestry of our life and the experiences that we have. And this year I've really come to understand that. I've come to be more intentional about the minutes that I spend in my day, because every minute is a small moment. I've become more intentional about observing what goes on around me, really noticing what goes on around me in the street, looking at the architecture, looking at what other people are doing, noticing shops that perhaps I hadn't really paid much attention to in the past. Just being really, really intentional with the small moments in life. And I feel that that can really, really help you, especially when you're having a wobble moment, because I think it's fair to say that living in another country will always provide challenges. Even when you feel like you are settled in a place, there are always going to be little things that crop up now and again that really test your patience and your character. But when you really adopt noticing the small moments in life as part of your routine, as part of something that you do without thinking, you start to really become more thankful and appreciative of all the little things that sometimes we don't really consider in a lot of detail. So this is definitely a big lesson for me this year. A lot of these lessons are profound this year because, as I said at the beginning of this video, I've gone through a real transition of personal growth and development, and I think that, you know, all of these aspects have played a significant part in the growth that I've experienced this year. Another big lesson that I've learned this year is really age is nothing but a number. This was the year that I turned 40, and a lot of people are really taken aback when they realise that I'm 40 years old. It's like, and it's like, I don't really know what they expect to see. Like somebody with a face full of wrinkles, somebody who's dressed like a fuddy-duddy. I don't know like what the average perception of a 40-year-old really is, but essentially this is me. And I think maybe I'm not representative of an average 40-year-old because I don't have the things that people at this age are perceived to have, and I just don't know what it is. But I do feel that age is nothing but a number, and I do feel that even though I'm 40, I'm only just started my life in a way, because there are so many things I want to do, and the things that I'm doing now, some people would never think to begin at 40 years old. They'd think that you're kind of over the hill, but you're over the hill if you think so in your mind. Like, if you feel that you can do something in life, you can do it at whatever age. I always think about Louise Hay, who was an incredible woman, and she created a publishing company, Hay House, when she was in her 60s. And I always think of people like that who don't let age be a limitation to the things that they want to do. And I think something that I've really learned this year is that you can do whatever you want to do at whatever age you are. Like, age is absolutely nothing but a number. I see people who are in their 20s, 30s who are absolutely wasting their life. And then I see people who are in their 60s and 70s and, oh my goodness, I wish my life looked a bit more like theirs. And so, you know, age is this. Age is a perception. Age is a belief. Age is a mindset. It's all of the above. And so, really big lesson for me this year. Don't compare. Comparison is a fool's game. Don't look at what other people have who are a similar age to me and make myself feel rubbish. Don't look at what other people are doing and kind of like rank myself against where they are. Just live my life and do the things that I want to do and focus on what lights me up and keep feeding my soul, because essentially that is one of the most important things you can do. You should never get your nourishment from something externally. It needs to always come from within yourself. So I feel like this is the perfect way to sum up this video. As always, I want to thank you for your support this year. If you haven't already, please subscribe so that I can continue to share my content with people who it can genuinely help, especially if you plan to visit or move to Italy. It's always good to have a bit of a reality check about life here. I wish you a happy new year and I thank you for your support, and I'll see you in 2024.